Hi everyone and welcome back to Somewhat Engineered. Today I want to show you this battery box and why I decided to rather build it myself instead of buying something like an Ecoflow Delta Max 2. So the reason is mainly for cost purposes and because I can design it like I want it. So I will be going through all of the specs of this battery box, and then I will also compare it with the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max, and then I will also show you all the costs of this box and show you how it compares to the Ecoflow option. So for all of the specs, it has an inverter, a 3 kVA 2400 watt inverter inside. It also has an MPPT charge controller, which is capable of doing 1000 watts of solar panels. And this MPPT is built into the inverter. And then the inverter also has an AC charging mode, which is able to charge the battery at 25 amps, which is not a very big charger, especially because the battery is 100 amp hours, so it takes around 4.5 hours from 0 to full. Then the battery I chose is a 25.6 volt 100 amp hour battery, so that is 2560 watt hours. It is lithium iron phosphate, and it has a claimed cycle life of 2500 cycles. And then the battery is rated for 100 amps of maximum continuous current delivery and also 100 amps maximum charging. I just want to quickly show you all the features of this battery box. So on this side we have a fan for inlet air, and then on the other side there is a bunch of holes to let all of the air out. Then to control the fan, on the switch panel, the left side controls the fan, and if you don't want the fan to run continuously, I also have this fan controller, which if you put it on, as you can see, when the temperature hits 22.5 degrees on the inside, the fan will start running. And then once it hits this bottom temperature of 21.5 degrees, it will switch back off. And you can simply set this with the set button. Then for all of the other switches, these three doesn't do anything yet. And then the right switch turns on all of these bottom things. So in the middle, we've got a voltmeter. On the right, we have USB outlets, just slow charging outlets. And then on the left, we have a cigarette port. And then we also have the AC outputs. We have an AC input, and then also an XT60 connector for the solar input. Now, I still need to add one or two more of these XT60 connectors that will be hooked up to one of these switches so that you can run external lights and external accessories and so on. So next I want to show you how my battery box compares to something off the shelf such as the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max. So the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max also has the same inverter size, 22,400 watts. It also has a 1000 watt MPPT controller. But the nice thing about the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max is it can charge in only 1.1 hours from 0 to full, which is way faster than mine. Mine will do about 4.5 hours. It has a 2048 watt hour battery, so it is a bit smaller than my battery, but it is also lithium iron phosphate, and they claim it has 3000 cycles, so it's about the same. Okay, so the most important question is what it cost, and was it worth it? So for the first cost, I paid 3000 Rand for the inverter, which is quite a good price. I paid 5450 Rand for the battery, which is about 305 US dollars. For the box, I only paid 180 Rand or 10 US dollars. And then for the switch panel, it was 250 Rand, and I think I ordered it from Aliexpress. and that is about 14 US dollars. For the fan, it was around 100 Rand, and that is around 6 US dollars. For the temperature controller, it is 6 US dollars. Then the connectors such as the AC input and the XT60 connectors was about 5 US dollars. And then for the 4 gauge wires that are used inside to connect the inverter to the battery was about 300 Rand or 17 US dollars. So that brings the total cost to 9,470 Rand or 530 US dollars. So comparing that to the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max, and for the price, I compared it to what I can pay in South Africa for it. I know it's a bit cheaper if you buy it on Amazon in America, but in South Africa it would have cost 23,500 Rand, which is 1,315 US dollars. So comparing 530 US dollars to 1,315 US dollars for having a bigger battery and then most of the other features that the Ecoflow has. And then I also bought 2 solar panels. They are both 100 watts and each was around 450 Rand, so both were 900, and that is about 50 US dollars. So I think with the price, it definitely makes sense to rather build it yourself than buying something like the Ecoflow Delta 2 Max. Thank you for watching this video. Please consider liking and subscribing. This is still a new YouTube channel, so it would be nice if you could subscribe and support the journey.